So, ladies and gentlemen, what if you're a producer of a struggling TV series on NBC in the early 1970s? Someone comes to you and says, listen, Leonard Nimoy, better known as Spock from Star Trek, may want to star and direct some episodes on your show. Would you bring him in? Well, Jack, that's what Jack Lear did. Now, to see Leonard Nimoy on the third and pitiful final season of Night Gallery is a kind of a story in itself. There hasn't been many archives as to why Nimoy was brought in as an actor in one of the poorest episodes of the series, and also was attuned to direct an episode, which he actually did a not too bad of a job, which later led to his greater success as a director. So we have a total whiff at the plate and a seeing eye single with a second episode. So we're going to go over this now. The two episodes are the first one where he starred is called She'll Be Company for You, while the one he's directed was actually a vampire themed one with the beautiful Leslie Ann Warren called Death on a Barge. Now, in 1972, the Night Gallery team decided to show this first Nimoy episode on, of all things, Christmas Eve. Now, the episode is kind of a throwback to the old Gold Key horror comic style of the late 60s, early 1970s. It's a story about a man who's been taking care of his invalid wife for quite some time as not really a lover and a husband, but as a caretaker. The woman has died. We have undertones that he's cheated on her, and he's basically looking back in his life in a very interesting narration, which should have been explored a little bit more. And he starts having hallucinations after one of his deceased wife's best friend contacts him and leaves a cat, a house cat for him for company. He starts to hallucinate that there's larger cats in the backyard looking to get him. And as the denouement goes on, you can pretty well figure what's going to happen. It's a very straightforward kind of macabre plot. Now, Nimoy has always been a great actor. The scenes in his episodes are presented well, but you're saying to yourself, how in the hell did Leonard Nimoy, coming off the great scripts, also for Mission Impossible, even though he didn't really like the typecasting of the Mission Impossible plot, he had much better scripts than Mission Impossible. This is almost like he was reliving the third season, ironically, of Star Trek all over again in the third season of Night Gallery. Now, the episode probably ranks as the top five worst of the Night Gallery pilot movie and the three seasons. Not really Nimoy's fault. You can only do what you were given. An interesting part too. Lorraine Gary, who played the mother, the wife of Roy Scheider's, sheriff character in Jaws, has a guest appearance here, and the very beautiful, very underrated Catherine Hayes also plays Nimoy's paramour. Now, I want you to forget completely about this episode. You don't have to watch You'll Be Company for You. I pretty well gave you what you needed to know. But an interesting episode. Some people look at it as a very bad episode. I personally think Death on a Barge was a good first effort, or alleged first effort by Nimoy. Now, Night Gallery had tried various blackouts and short vignettes with the vampire theory. He also tried an episode where there was a vampire, Count Dracula, that was fighting against the Nazis in the Second World War. For what it was, it was the best it could have been within the plot. But Death on a Barge felt very gothic. It felt very ethereal. The cinematography, the day for night, was quite interesting. I don't think it really, could be distinguished as being seen for night. But really, what really stands out, the alleged vampire, we find out not alleged as much. Leslie Ann Warren, the Oscar-nominated actress, who plays, of all things, a woman called Hyacinth. If you know your poetry, Hyacinth can mean good or bad depending on the presentation. The basic plot is Robert Pratt is running a fishmonger place. he becomes obsessed with a woman that he meets that tells him she's she's locked on this barge and she can't get out. Now, as it plays out, a lot of gothic tropes are played. Um, that the Leslie Ann Warren character is a dangerous, unattainable object of desire, and basically she gives enough hints that I have to get off the barge because I need to live the life I need to live. And the Leslie Ann Warren, how she dressed with the white dress, you know, face that could launch 1,000 ships barefoot. The Robert Pratt character becomes so obsessed, he leads his co-worker Lou Antonio into a death situation that can be predicted after the first 5 minutes. But the thing is, the only weakness of the episode, choosing a nondescript actor like Pratt to play the obsessed person, falls kind of flat. If it had like a Tim Matheson style, or maybe I don't know who else could talk, um, Gerald McRaney, who actually appeared on a Night Gallery episode in I think the second season. You know, a great young actor could have worked, even a young Don Johnson. The whole plot itself and the vampire double plot, because the two things about the vampire going on at the same time, it's very effective. For what it was, Leonard Nimoy directed a very straightforward, very similar to Steven Spielberg's initial time on his own with Eyes and other episodes. I really think that Leonard Nimoy was trying to learn his craft. The only thing I can compare it with when Jonathan Frakes started directing on Star Trek: The Next Generation. He was learning to act, but he had a kin for direction. And I think that Leonard Nimoy's mistakes he did with Death on the Barge and the positives he did. It's a not say a highly entertaining episode because you're playing the vampire card throughout because only a fool could know that this woman is not a vampire. But Leslie Ann Warren is, listen, she's a very beautiful woman. She was a Christina Hendricks of her time. You saw her Victor Victoria, different shows, Clue. My God, she really stands out. And to make her act beautiful doesn't take much. All she has to do is, you know, her crooked mouth and her beautiful eyes, and you could tell she was a femme fatale vampire. And if I remember, she was one of the only femme fatale film noir style vampires of that period of the early 1970s, to my memory. And she plays it very perfectly. So if you have a chance to see both episodes or just one, Death on the Barge, give it a chance. Very similar actually to the Dark Shadows movies filming style. But she'll be company for you. All you can say that Spock was in the Night Gallery. That's all you can say. Don't waste your time. So on this COVID Thursday, we wish thank you with all the Night Gallery fans. On my podcast channel, the hits for my various Night Gallery misses have passed well past 20,000 views. We thank everybody, and stay safe out there. And don't forget, baseball season is coming. We don't know when, but it's coming soon. So wear your Blue Jay hats. Have a good day. Bye.